Welcome to the Season Podcast.
Woohoo! What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Friday night. It is the week before Halloween, and I know I've been enjoying myself with my phasmophobia and the horror movies, but yeah, we're back for another episode 399, one away. So that's right, yes. Next week, October 31st, at a special time of 9 p.m., Snobs podcast will be live with their 400th episode, and it will be magic for sure. Starting at 9 because trick-or-treaters and doorbells, they don't mix with podcasting too well. But, Paul, my friend, how are you tonight?
I'm doing great. You know, the air is finally feeling crisp. It's getting me in more of a Halloween mood. It also sucks for someone that works outside for 10 hours because I got to bring shorts, slacks, long sleeves, thermals, and short sleeves all with me every day. So I go through all that because North Carolina is awesome.
Those days, I miss them, but I don't miss them. It's like, I don't want to work in the sun, but I also don't want to work in the cold. Why can't it be spring all year round? And then move to California and do it, and you're like, it's hot all the time in the sun. Where's the shade?
Do it.
Couldn't do it. It's dry climate, at least. You don't have the humidity, which it's so weird that there were times because back then I smoked cigarettes and we would go outside, because the courtyard we had, this whole apartment complex, it was very everybody kind of knew each other and we all respect each other and such. And me and my roommate were the two big guys who would smoke. So we would, my landlord was really wanting us to go out to the front, street, those sidewalks, so that way we could do it rather than do it in the courtyard. No problem. It was one quick walk. And it was always nice because you got to see everybody on the way, and talk and have conversation. But anyway, long story short, talk about the sun in LA. I would be standing in the sun baking. I would feel like I'm sizzling. That's how hot it was. And if you took one step to the left to where there was shade, you felt like it was cool. Oh man, it's lower than room temperature. It's nice. It feels good. But man, that heat would trap. Yeah, there's no humidity, but it's not always all it's correct. I do love it. Love yellow. And good luck in the World Series. I'm a Yankees fan, but good luck in them. You don't watch baseball. I get it.
No, I'm sorry. I think
the last time I did was Honduran I know that doesn't like baseball.
It's 2007 when the Red Sox came back for the World Series. I don't know, something like that. It's been that long since I think I've even watched a full game.
So you're a Red Sox fan?
Well, that's how I grew up. My dad's New England, so it's all New England teams, or that's it.
Wait, is your dad from Boston?
Nah, he's from Maine, though.
Oh man, listen, Maine is gorgeous. I want to retire and become a sheriff in some small town in Maine, preferably not Derry. Something else. We'll go with something else. But yeah, I remember visiting Maine, and I just drive around and be like, yeah, you know what? I just want to party.
I'll totally be your clueless sidekick. No problem.
Oh my God. Could you imagine the two of us as sheriffs in a small town in Maine? And because I realize I'm saying that with this inflection in my head that's every town in Maine is beautiful, but has some sort of tie to Stephen King's lore. So I just imagine us being the sheriffs. That would be the weirdest Stephen King book, because the cops are the one thing I'll give him and still carried over, but his early writing, really. He knew how to write people. He always did. He was so good at writing people and giving you characters that you were so invested in as you're reading or you're watching a movie or something. And especially the town police. They how most horror movies, the police are either in on it or they're just not involved, doing something else. Yep. Stephen King always had a good either reason for them not being there, in It, or what was going on with them and what type of people they were, that you were okay, this feels real to the town,
Yeah.
So we wouldn't feel real to the town. That wouldn't work for us. Because it would all be Stephen King's way. We would just screw it up. Yeah, it would just be rough. We would just screw it all up. So
yeah, I'd totally be. If I was a cop, I'd be the one they portray in Happy Town Murders. Happy Time. I'd be like a Muppet with a gun. It'd be a problem.
I think if I was a cop, I'd be McNabb from Psych. I feel that's if that's just where I would I feel like I would be frustrating to other cops. I feel like that works for me. I feel in a lot of jobs, I'd be the guy who's just frustrated. You just
it'd be a lot of fun.
I can see it in your face too. As we work together, as a co-podcast, I'd be really.
Nah. We'd have that routine down though. It'd be good cop, dumb cop, and I got the dumb cop. I got it down. They'd be confused.
Oh my god!
Like, were you at the store at this time? Did you rob them? And I'd be like, hey man, can you help me with taxes? I hit something wrong. Like
we need
to
do that. We need to do the best cops from horror movies list.
Ooh,
that'd be a good one. Oh, that'd be Let's put that one down because I feel like there's so many to kind of work with. Oh god, I just I'm so in. Let's do it. But we do have a guest popping on, so let's get these reviews done because I got so freaking many movies I watched this week, and I didn't even watch the one I wanted to the most, which was Springsteen. I'm going to see it tomorrow. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet, but I love Springsteen. I've seen him like 4 times live. Like I need to see this movie, and I like Jeremy Allen White, so like I think he's gonna. Now I know you don't know who he is because you're from North Carolina, but he kind of built rock and roll, and he's the boss.
Don't say all that. Nope. We're not.
You don't like Springsteen?
I mean, I like a couple of his. I watched the Ozzy doc. Like, I'll agree with Ozzy.
There's 2 types of men that don't like Spring. Men,
Hondurans. Oh
no, Hondurans love them. I don't know if that's true, but it might be. If anybody's from Honduras, write to me.
This is because of Born to Run. Is that why? We're always running.
Dude, Born to Run is like my national anthem. That's how I spent my adult life. I was like, I'm getting out of town. It's literally like that movie spoke to me on many levels. I never wanted to be the river. Anybody who's from Springs, but there's 2 types of men that don't like Spring, or 2 types of men when it comes to Springsteen. There's the ones that enjoy him or enjoy to love, like they like his music and they love. The others are the ones that haven't come to terms with their trauma and their hardships that they've been in their life that they have to work on to finally understand Springsteen. But anyway, I need to go see this movie. This and the Bon Jovi movie are where it's at. And there, I don't even know if there is a Bon. We just need a happy kid from Jersey. We're getting the angry kid from Jersey. Let's get the happy. Let's go full force, and then we'll do one for me. It's like podcast. It's like Deliver Us, literally from nowhere, because it's just where I am at all times.
Who would direct
my movie? Probably me, because that's all they could afford for a movie that sucks that bad. I wouldn't make a movie about me. I am nothing interesting.
but if they were, who would you want?
Who would I want? Who's really good at making shit up? Like interesting in movies. And then saying it's based on a true story. Can we get Kubrick? Can Kubrick do it?
Yeah, sure.
The poor actress who's playing my mom has to do like 700 takes. She goes crazy. God. It's like, oh man, I'm so sorry. I can't even imagine who would direct the movie. Like me, probably. That's it. Like that's what they'd be able to afford. They'd be like, here, make your own movie. I'd be like, I don't want to do this. I'm not even interested enough or invested enough to tell my own story. What do you think? Actually, before we get started, what do you think about biopics? Because there's been a slew of not just musical biopics. There's been a lot of those too, but biopics in general, do you prefer when they're a biopic that sort of covers the life or covers one segment?
I kind of like doing their whole life because typically I feel like a lot of times you're caught up in like once they became famous, like it's easy to know what, certain artists went through or were into and things like that. And a lot of times you just don't realize what they were doing before that or what led up to them getting to those points. So I think a lot of the times I've really enjoyed it, especially if they're done right. Like I've learned a lot, like even with Beach Boys, what was it? Love and Mercy. I absolutely love that one. And I didn't know anything about Brian or his brother, and cousins. I didn't quite know all of their backstory, especially about Brian. If they're done right, super good. But then there's some that didn't need to happen.
Have you ever seen the videos where Brian talks about Mike Love?
No.
He must have hated, well, like maybe loved him as a cousin, but like just hated Mike. He was open about it too. He was like, no. Because I guess Mike always like sort of took credit for a lot of stuff. I don't know the whole backstory, but like if you go back and just listen to Brian talk about Mike Love, it's hilarious. He's like, oh, Mike sucks. Mike's the worst. And it's not like jokingly, like if we were doing an interview, I'd be like, no, come on. It's kind of visceral. It's kind of like almost like, no, Mike loves Mike. That's all. He just doesn't care. It's so fun. You should check those out. But
Oh yeah.
If you do, you might be regretting you. That's right. We're doing a movie. Just throwing Paul under the bus. But we're doing our movie reviews, and we're starting off with one I've seen. And Paul, I'm not saying you need to, but Regretting You. This is the story about a young lady who meets the love of her life, who has been in her class the entire time, while her dad, and I'm going to try and get this right, her dad and her uncle, no, her dad and her aunt die in a car accident together. And you find out through her mother and her uncle, the one who was married to her aunt, who was best friends with the father, Dave Franco and Allison Williams. They've always been in love. They grew up together, and now that they found out that each other's spouses were sleeping with each other, it becomes this whole like crazy headache and wildness. I realized it did not explain it well, but I have to be honest with you, when it came to this movie, I didn't find myself fully invested. I will say Mason Thames and who's the lead in this with McKenna Grace, they had great chemistry. They were fantastic together, worked out really well. I even like Scott Eastwood and Willa Fitzgerald's characters. They're on the screen for a very short period of time. Great chemistry. I really felt that they worked out well together in that. Like, you could see them together, and they were playing the father and the aunt respectively. But when you have Allison Williams and Dave Franco, who are the lead characters kind of in this, and you're following their like trauma and their turmoil, I didn't find them to be the strong enough actors to carry the movie that needed it. I also am not a huge fan of either of them. Not that I think they're bad actors or I dislike them in that way. I will go see a movie they're in, like Regretting You, but they never really carry a movie well when they're in the forefront. I do like them sort of when they're on the side. Now, if that were the case with this and they had focused on McKenna Grace and Mason Thames' relationship throughout, it might have been a little bit better. But this story gets very convoluted. You saw how I was trying to explain it, and that's sort of how it's explained throughout the entire thing. So for me, this was like a 2 out of 5. It was pretty well put together, like romantic dramedy, but the story really makes no sense. Kind of goes to places where you're like, what is happening with this? Overall, it's just really those the two young actors, Mason Thames and McKenna Grace, that kind of keep you invested into the story more. But overall, it just wasn't for me. I'd say if you're going to check it out, maybe wait till this comes out on streaming. But yeah, that's my take on this. Thank you for checking it out, and let's go to the next. After the Hunt. Julia Roberts, Ayo Edebiri, and was Andrew Garfield. They work in a philosophy department of Yale University, and Julia Roberts being the senior most philosophy professor. And this is going to be a fun one to get to with all these soft P's. But then you have Andrew Garfield, who's sort of her junior professor. They've always been friends and very close. Ayo Edebiri plays their like prize student who's coming up and really kind of like wowing everybody. And all of a sudden things get thrown into turmoil when one accuses the other of sexual assault one night. And this is all about kind of dealing with that and like the lives and how it affects everybody's lives when it comes down to it, especially if it's a friend of yours, things like that. My only problem with this movie is it's just not really an interesting story. They kind of fizzle out on a lot of ways. Julia Roberts, the main focus, of course, in this movie, and I don't think she should be. Ayo Edebiri's character is the one that is suffering more of the trauma and things that are going through it. Now, we have a lot of backstory and exposition that shows up with Julia Roberts' character, and Andrew Garfield's character brings a lot of intensity that I really appreciated to this. But overall, it just seems, in terms of story, in terms of the characters overall, it was just nothing that was really interesting. It was nothing that was like blowing me away or keeping me invested into it at all. I do like the cinematography. It's well directed. I mean, you're giving really great performances and a lot of physicality in it. But when it comes down to the characters themselves, they're all really unlikable. They're very snobbish in their demeanor, which for a philosophy department, I think that's sort of what they were going for. But at times it feels a little comical or cartoonish. And it's just like kind of takes you out of it. By the time you get to the end, you're just like, I'm not invested in these characters. And the one who suffers the biggest trauma has the best outcome, which you are happy to see at the end. But it really doesn't make sense how it all kind of comes to be at the end and like how they all kind of come together. I don't want to ruin it for you. I think if you check it out and you see the ending I'm talking about, but that's my feelings on After the Hunt. It's getting a lot of buzz, but I don't see why. It just wasn't one that really made me think, hey, this is going to win a lot of awards. So, but that's my take on it. On to the next. Downey wrote that. This one I was very excited to watch. and I was very happy with 3.5 out of 5 on this one. This is a documentary that Peacock put out. Now that they have SNL and everything, and they're starting to make content for that, we are seeing a lot more documentaries about the making of SNL, and people at SNL show up. I think that's a good move. I think they should do that. And something like this, Downey wrote that, really shines a light on a very funny human being who wrote all my favorite sketches from Saturday Night Live. The man worked there from 1976 until like 2013. He was fired twice. Is wild. He was Jim Downey was one of the funniest guys you'll ever meet, and he wrote some of the, like I said, the greatest sketches. I think the most memorable place you'll know him from is he played the principal in Billy Madison, who says the entire speech about how dumb he is and his answer and everything. That's Jim Downey. And actually, they tell you in this documentary, Adam Sandler does, that he wrote that on the spot when they asked him to play the principal, and he was like, why don't I try this and we'll do this, and he wrote that entire speech for it, and it's still memorable and shows up everywhere today. So I don't do a lot with documentaries in terms of reviewing them, and this is one I wanted to really shine a light on, because the John Candy I Like Me one came out as well. Martin Scorsese one came out. I'm going to watch those as well, and I might review them, but Downey wrote that. He was one of my favorites. He brought a beautiful absurdity to his role and to all the sketches that he put together at SNL, especially as the head writer in the 90s and helping with a lot of those greats. But Jim Downey was the best. So if you get a chance to check this out, you should, and maybe check out some of his work. He is fantastic. This is a great documentary, by the way. And it really keeps you kind of interested throughout. They're always not just the interviews they're talking about, but and not just that they're showing the clips, they're really getting in depth with Downey himself to discuss like what came to be, how did this happen? And I like that. It did feel more, having him there and a part of it really felt a little bit deeper than you might get when you hear other people talking about the subject. So it's good that they did this while he's still alive. Yeah, I really enjoyed this. Downey wrote very. Ooh. Next one up, R.L. Stine's Pumpkinhead. Yeah. So this was a short story, and yes, in his book, The Haunting Hour, and they did it as a sort of a short TV episode of The Haunting Hour or something as a TV show years ago, I think in the 80s. And this is about a young boy who goes to this farm, and they just moved to this town. It's very weird. Things don't really feel normal. And he's from a city, so he's thinking this must be farm life and suburban life and stuff like that. So as he goes on, he steals a pumpkin, like the big farmer there who supplies a lot of town's food, stuff like that. He has a very special prize pumpkin. One day the kid goes in there, he sees a face in the pumpkin, so he decides to steal it. As he steals it, his brother finds out and takes it back. Except now it's a human head. And now he's going to be the new pumpkin. And things go crazy from there. But once he becomes the pumpkin, nobody remembers. And then his brother is the only one that does and has to save. This is a wild one. I did not know that I was going to enjoy it as much as I did. 3.5 stars out of 5 for me this was one I think everybody should check out. Maybe not too little, too young. The ending really is a gut punch in a lot of ways. It's a good twist. I really like how they did it. They committed, and I always appreciate that when a movie commits. But it is one that really, I watched it with my 9-year-old, and he was misty-eyed. It really scared him. That ending got, and understandably so. But for me, I just it hit, and I was just like, this was a done movie, like from beginning to end. It's good horror, but it's kid friendly enough. It has a lot of effective scares. One thing I know Paul and a lot of you will like is Twisty Troy, Troy James, the contortionist, the actor who is tons of stuff. We met him when we were doing Carolina Fear Fest a couple of years ago. He's in it, and he plays the scarecrow, and I love that they add that because it's this practical effect of this contortionist scarecrow running around chasing, and it seems scarier than you might get in with the visual effects, using visual effects to do it. So I did appreciate that for sure. But yeah, that's my take on Pumpkinhead, R.L. Stine's Pumpkinhead. It's 3.5. Go check it out. It's on Tubi. And it's a Tubi original. They made it. I'm kind of digging it. And for what it is, it's worth going to see. Yes, I understand Tubi has a connotation to it, but Tubi I think has a connotation of maybe more straight to video, and that's where we found the gems back. So I have to give them a lot of respect for making their original stuff. That's pretty but yeah, go check that one out. It's over there. Like I said, it's original, and I think Coyotes. This was it's an interesting one. It stars Justin Long and his real life wife, Kate Bosworth. They play a married couple who live in the Hollywood Hills. They have a daughter, And they have a series, of course, neighbors that live nearby. And because the fires are happening in Los Angeles, the wildfires, it's drawing the wildlife towards them. And a series of very dangerous, ravenous coyotes come and start attacking them and their neighbors, finding them stuck in their house. They can't get out. There's no access roads to be able to get out, so they have to fight for their survival. I enjoyed this more than I thought it would. I gave it a 2.5 out of 5, and the reason for that is because it can get very hokey at times. They have this comic effect that I don't ever think really lands, and it does have suffer from the issues of it's a low budget film, and sometimes they sacrifice good scares for joke, and I don't think that always works. Now, Justin Long's great in it. Kate Bosworth does a fantastic job in this as well. The surrounding cast is fine. Not really anybody I recognize, not that that has to be the case, but sometimes you suffer, and I think this does, not having people you recognize in it. They're not as good of actors as your main actors, and that shows, and that's what we kind of get here. But I do think as far as a Justin Long movie, horror movie, which people are really into, and he does a good job with them, this is a fun one. They don't shy away from the gore. They don't shy away from, but it's not overly gory. It's not something that's going to turn people away. I think it's an effective man versus animal type of movie that I think you really. That's my take on Coyotes. If you don't check it out, you're missing out, because that is out now. Go check. Let's get to the remake of The Hand That Rocks the Cradle. The Hand That Rocks the Cradle. All right. This is a remake. This has Micah Monroe, who is in Long Legs, and a bunch of other stuff as well. It Follows, stuff like that. She's really making her name in horror, very much so. I would say she's one of the top performers in horror. You got Mia Goth, Samara Weaving. I think Michael Monroe is doing that as well. And then one of my favorites, and I can't think of her name at the moment because it just slipped my mind, but Mary Elizabeth Winstead plays the mother in this to Michael Monroe's babysitter. This is one that, like, when it came to the original, not a huge fan. I liked everybody in it. There was fine, but it was just one of those suspenseful 90 movies, thrillers that just, I guess I might have been too young and I had seen it and I kind of missed it. I also didn't really like the reason she was going after them. They give a very flimsy, they show it to you and there's no real twist there. So like you do get the idea of like what's going on. But it just didn't land for me. So this one, I was going in with more apprehension because I'm like, all right, is this going to be the same? She's a twisted nanny who comes in and starts trying to turn everybody against the wife so that way she can eventually take her out and take everything she has. And that's exactly what this was. But there's a great twist in it, and I don't want to take it away. This actually has a better twist for the motive of the net and why they're so interconnected. And as much as Michael Monroe was good in this, I've got to give it to Mary Elizabeth Winstead. She did a fantastic job. She plays like this really like woman who feels like she's losing her mind, and like she plays it really desperate. And I love that. I thought that, not all the acting in this is fantastic. There's a husband character, the kids, they do a good job, but it's just sometimes like their character, you can't really connect with their characters, or just they make decisions where you're kind of like, what are you doing? Like that doesn't seem real. But you don't get that from the two main leads. It goes back and forth. It can get a little crazy at times, but that's for a suspense thriller horror movie. I think that works. This one I really like. This on Hulu. It just came out. I gave it a 2.5. Like, I didn't love it. It has issues, and I don't know if I'll ever watch it again. But I'd be more inclined to watch this one to watch the original. So do with that what you will. Like I said, it's available on Hulu. Go check it out. That's my review of The Hand That Rocks the Cradle remake. Last one for the evening, everybody. We're going to talk about Good Fortune. And Paul saw this one too. Now, this one is first and foremost, I just want to say before, because my views don't reflect Paul's, and I don't want to speak for him. I am not thrilled with all these comedians that went over to Saudi Arabia. Now, before everybody's like, what about UFC and boxing? I was like, I don't watch them either, So like, I'm not thrilled about that, but I also don't support that. I am also all for, if people want to do something, go do it. As long as it's not hurting anybody, I don't care. So they went. Now, Aziz Ansari was one of them who went over to that Riyadh Comedy Festival. So I thought about it, and I was like, I don't know if I'm going to go see this. But I've always been sort of an advocate for separate the art from the artist. And I like a lot. And especially when it comes to film, because it's so collaborative and there's a lot of artists working on it, I don't always want to shut down a film because of one bad player. Now, all that aside, I'm going to just push that away. Don't care. Aziz Ansari directed and wrote this, and he stars. Good Fortune was so much fun. It's about a man who's just down on his luck. He's living out of his car. He's just trying to make ends meet. He meets a really rich guy who lives in Hollywood, tech bro, who hires him and then fires him real quick in a shitty way. And then, because he's down and out and he just feels like ending his life, his guardian angel, played by Keanu Reeves, comes down and switches their lives with each other. And now he's the rich one. And just to show him, just to give him that glimpse, like that It's a Wonderful Life glimpse, like you'd be happier with who you are. Except he's not. He's very happy being rich and he doesn't want to give up the life because he has to agree to it. So now Seth Rogen wants his life back. Folly adieu, in a weird way. It was one of those movies that for me kept me entertained, kept me cracking up the entire time. Keanu Reeves did fantastic. He blew me away with his performance, every bit of it. He and Seth Rogen chew every bit of scenery they're in. I didn't mind Aziz Ansari. He's a good character in it. And he was funny when he was with everybody, and I liked him and Keke Palmer together. But really, I just kept wanting to go back to what was going on with Seth and Keanu during this whole movie, because they just do such a funny job. They have to live poor, no jobs, no money, while he's now living rich. And I don't want to ruin anything for you because there's some twists and turns along the way, but they handle it so beautifully, and the comedy is pitch perfect in it. What did you think about this one?
I didn't know what to expect. I always have high hopes with Keke Palmer because she has, especially Keanu Reeves. I was, like you said, I was laughing like every couple minutes. It was very enjoyable. I was kind of worried. I won't lie. At first, there's a line that Aziz had to drop as like one of the earlier jokes, and I was like, this is dry as hell. And I was kind of worried if that was going to be the tone of the movie, but thankfully that was just one of the earlier ones, and it picked up from there. But yeah, I was blown away. There's certain catchphrases and things I won't say the same way I had been saying that because I got to see them from Keanu Reeves now. And they're just going to be stuck in my head. And once again, like Mick said, I don't want to give spoilers or tell you. I'll let you enjoy it and figure it out. But there's certain food I'm going to look at differently in a good way and always call it differently.
So clearly this is a sort of a reimagining of It's a Wonderful Life. I talked about it earlier. But whereas everybody kind of rips that movie off, I'm so happy that this one was a good reimagining. I thought Family Men did a good job with it too, but good comedy, takes it in a different place, really touches the beat of what it means to be poor and what's going all of the crap that you have to deal with while being poor. And I feel like that's why with the Riyadh thing, and not to bring it back to that, but I was laughing because I'm listening to the message of this movie. It's it seems like you understand being poor. What are you going to Riyadh for?
Right.
I just for me I thought he did it. I was excited at first, and then again that kind of for me personally was a blemish. But watching this, Keanu Reeves, just performance, he's so invested into this character that he really is the joyful light in this entire movie. And I love that they did that, because Aziz Ansari being the star of the movie, the main focus, and Seth Rogen being there, you can almost be well, we'll overtake Keanu. We're the comedians. Nope, he was the funnier of all of them.
Yeah,
he pulled it all out, and it's almost like they let him shine. They were more subdued to let him play off this crazy. But I did appreciate it. I had such a fun time. I say go check it out in theaters. If not, maybe rent it.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I'll rewatch this. I'm not going to lie. This is the one, once it comes on VOD, I'll probably buy it and end up rewatching it for sure. 2025,
I'll say this about movies. Well, let's get out of this. I want to say thank you for watching. You come check out the rest of the show too. I will say this before we bring Sturdy on. 2025 for me, which in the last 5 years or so has been hit or miss. I feel like I'm finding a lot of rewatchable than the previous 4 or 5 years. You know what I mean? And I'm very happy about that. That is awesome. But it's it just that was I'm loving how many movies have just been enjoyably rewatchable this year, and this is definitely but I don't know where Sturdy is. He's not there yet, so actually here he is. Sturdy Birdie, I'll take that garbage off. You're 49ers, you're muted. That's what what we do to people who are
all the time. Yeah, you can just say that way.
You just look pretty, and you
look like the remake of Marty McFly trying to wear those clothes that were too big for him.
You look like a son that a dad's going to bring to a baseball game, but he ain't coming.
Listen, first of all, my dad would never, ever bring me to a boring ass baseball game. He's going to bring me to a Lebanon Valley Dragway so I can have a great time with some great people, some awesome fucking fast cars, slow ones too, because my car's not that fast compared to the cars there. But that's where we're going. That's a father and son day for me and my dad is at the track. Not no boring ass baseball, which is America's pastime. Listen, baseball is not America's sport anymore. It's not. That's
really?
Spanish and Asian. If you ask me, all the best players are either Dominican or Asian. Not a bad thing. I think it's beautiful.
Like
I think
all of them?
I say the most of them.
Like everyone?
Yeah.
I mean,
but
no
I'll
white
also
ones?
say this. Baseball, listen. If you want to get more fans, make steroids legal because your sport is boring as hell and way too long. Have 3 innings and steroids.
3 innings and steroids.
I want an Olympics where they let steroids and enhancements.
All joking aside, for certain things, I'm not saying like in a UFC, but if there's like a MMA thing to where everybody's on steroids, because if there's people on steroids, I think it's unfair if you find somebody.
I don't know if I would do it with a contact sport.
Listen, but
like a baseball sport is like baseball. I wouldn't do
baseball.
It with
Yes,
football,
no, not
like
football.
Basketball, everybody on steroids.
Hear me out with the fighting sports because there is some people that do it anyway and don't get caught. So it's like if everybody's allowed to do it, you're on. You don't have to sign up for that league though. You can sign up for the clean league, or you can sign up for this league. I'm not. Listen, why not?
I want to see it in some weird sport like golf. How about some golfers on testosterone? Just shit.
That would be fun.
Let's nail this shit like Billy Madison.
Like
that
Happy
shit.
Gilmore.
Yeah. Baseball needs it though, man. We need way more home runs than what we get.
I don't know.
Way more.
Pretty good.
It's just. I don't watch it. I'm just talking shit. It's boring. But I mean, listen, when Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa and Barry Bonds were in there knocking them things out the park on all them steroids, we were having a grand old time watching that. Like you would tune into that game just to see if they're gonna hit home runs.
I'm gonna say something controversial here.
Sturdy's right. That is controversial.
No, you're not right. Baseball's great. I love baseball. I maybe shorter innings. It's a little long. And the Savannah Bananas, I think, have it good with the 7 inning. 3. That's too short of a game.
That'd be fun though.
You know, I say 3 because if it's still zeros until 3 innings, and then after that, until someone scores, or however the rules are after the 9 inning shit. But 9 innings, and then going to like 15 innings of a 0-0 baseball game is boring as hell.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. It is such a long game that you actually have to have a stretch of time to let people go to.
Yeah. It's like yo, for all that, once it goes past 9 innings, like let the fans of the teams just come on the field. The athlete just go sit down.
Everybody's got a bat.
We'll finish the game. Whatever that score is, that's the team.
Actually, how funny would that be? Ask one of their one of their fans to come and bat, and if they can hit the ball, then they get the point.
Oh, I mean,
I like that.
Not only am I in, I'm terrible at baseball, so I'll play for the Mets. I'll play for the Yankees, especially the Yankees. I hate the Yankees. I'll play for every team with the Braves.
Sportsmanship. That's so rude.
I'll play for every team with the Braves.
That should be the final decider in every game. You just get like
he struck out again. Hell yeah, dude.
Every sport, if you go into overtime, you have to have one kid play one position.
Oh,
That's
no,
it.
I'm not doing that. Listen, even for teams that I hate, I'm not doing that for football. They hit way too hard in the NFL. No, I won't. I'd call you for backup, Mick. You're 6'8".
What if you're on testosterone though? Would you feel a little more comfortable out there?
I wouldn't call me.
No, I'd call you. You'd be the first person. I'm like, listen.
Call an actual blocker in the NFL who is tough as shit.
I say, listen, Mick. Here's what happened. I got myself in a situation and I got knocked out. You care about me, so come help. Would you be like, 30? Listen, I seen you. I get that kickoff return that you should have did the fair catch for, or the punt return you should have did the fair catch for and ran out the way, but you did.
I'd have to call Chris because I feel like Chris would talk enough shit to where other players would just be like, "Fuck this, I don't want to play anymore."
Yeah,
just have them thinking their life.
It's better.
See, now with him, it's soccer or baseball. He's Puerto Rican. He's gonna be good at it.
Oh my God.
You too. You'll be good at soccer or baseball too, Paul. So I just call you guys for that.
You think so? Have you seen the Olympic teams from Honduras? Because neither have I.
But I'd call Mick for anything where tall people are. Basketball. Football.
Why? I can't jump anymore.
Volleyball.
You don't need to jump. You're 6'8".
You just stand there. You just do this.
Yep. Just put your arms up. Like you're what? Do you know how long your reach is? Like your wingspan?
It's got to be his height. It's always your height.
Is it?
I don't think it's
Isn't that what
always
they
your height.
always said? I always thought they said it was your height, right?
If he has a 6 foot, listen, if he had 6'8" with a 6'8" wingspan, he's playing wide receiver, tight end, any basketball position. Like I'm just gonna yell Mick's on my team.
Yeah, but I ain't young like I used to be. I can't
Like,
I can't jump,
you-
and I was never that good at it anyway.
I'll tell you this though, Paul. I'm not sitting on his shoulders and chicken. I'd be terrified sitting up that high.
Oh boy,
Forget this. man.
wild human.
I know that's not over here, people, but you know how sturdy. Sorry, guys. I'm excited to be here.
I got some exciting stuff. I want to talk about Paul in film school. I want to talk, and I have sore videos for us to do a do not laugh challenge.
Oh, I'm in the wrong mindset to not laugh. But wait a minute, Paul, you're going to film school?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Really? Did you already start? Or are you thinking about going?
Weeks ago. No, I already started.
Where?
It's NC School Film and TV.
Hey,
What's
Paul,
the
you know,
That's
keeping
awesome,
your
man.
hand over your mouth in the podcast doesn't help things.
It helped me. Sorry.
Are
But
you
no,
going
sorry, that
now? Excuse me. I don't know anything about film. Are you going for like a specific thing? Like Mick, when you went to film school, what were you going?
We all start wanting to be writers and directors. By the end, we find our piece.
So is that what you're doing, writer director? Then you
No, I'm just going for film 101 right now. I want to start with the basics. I know they said because of said podcast and that I've worked on one movie set, barely. They were like, no, we can start you in a higher class. And I was like, let me start with 101. I'm glad I did.
That's dope.
So yeah, it is dope, but it also pissed me off. And I'm sure Mick will get this because we went over edit terms.
Okay.
For like scene changes, and he went over to pet peeves and big mistakes amateurs make in amateur films right before I went to that film festival, and I caught every single fucking one of those mistakes and was like, why are they doing this? Why are they not honoring the 180 degrees? Why are they switching like this? And now it's just pissing me off beyond belief. And like Matt was laughing. He's like, why are you rating this at like a 1 star, bro? It wasn't that bad. I'm like, no, they did X, Y, and Z. They did this. They're running like no. It's got to be a 1 now. Anyway, but no, it's been good. It's been a lot of fun.
Nice, man. What? All right.
That's awesome. That's all. Which I do want to say this, Paul. I want to say congratulations. I'm very freaking proud of you
Thank you.
that you're actually going to do something. Which I think, as humans, we need to say we're proud of each other more often when people are doing things positive in their lives, especially men, because we're corny with that stuff. Cut that bullshit out. But no, seriously though, like, because it's cool because you're doing something that you want to do. You're doing something you're achieving your dreams. You're trying to achieve your dream of working in film, and you're taking the right steps for it. Which I have a question for both of you after this. But yeah, so
I don't know anything. He's going to know more than me in a minute.
Which I think is amazing. Which I think is awesome. But my question to you guys is: for anybody that wants to be a filmmaker, do you think they should go to film school, even if they're doing like the classes that Paul's doing, just for the? When I say just for the basics, I don't mean that in disrespectful way. I'm just saying like just for the basics, or just to learn certain things for the basics of it, even if they don't go further than whatever semester Paul is, like whatever he's doing right now in this semester. It's like they do that. They get the associate's degree? What's that, 2 years? They do that, and they're just like, I'm done with film school. I want to start making movies. Do you think I should do that route, or do you think they should just dive right into it? I'm asking you both. Paul, from your experience with school, I'll ask you first, and then Mick, with your experience from finishing, I'll ask you, to answer after if you guys are cool with that.
And in my opinion, I think it comes down to if you have skill and talent. You teach yourself a skill. So if you're teachable, I think, if you go through film school from start to finish, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But I think there's definitely directors we all know that just already had that talent. They just naturally know the audience and everything like that. So I don't think everyone needs film school or just school, period. But like for me, I'm not sitting here saying I'm God's earth to the film industry, but I want to learn terms. Like I didn't know 3/4 of these terms. And now I'm finally like, oh, I get it. And for me, film school is good for me, and then I figured I could help some podcasts and everything else. Now I can finally talk back and forth with Mick about certain things and understand if he says something crazy and I'm like, don't know what that is, I'll Google it. Now I can finally try to get up to that level.
That's awesome.
Before we continue talking about film school, I just got to run and grab something real quick. I'll be right back. Keep talking.
But yeah, it's funny. I feel bad.
That's interesting.
In case you guys watch. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, everyone always keep an eye out for an opportunity. I'm not going to put my professor's name on blast or anything because I don't want anyone offended. But my professor teaches at university. So what other people are paying, X thousand per semester for, I'm paying a very human amount. And my class is just two. Yeah, and my class is just 2 other. It's very intimate. You can stop and ask questions whenever.
That's so dope. That's awesome, man. Like, I mean, the only film experience I had was it? It was sometime this summer, over the summer, maybe August. as an extra in a film local, which was fun to do. I don't know how much I can say about it, so I don't even say the title of the movie or anything. But just that little bit of experience was just because so basically my cousin is cool with the director. My cousin is also a producer. As far as music, sorry. So he's producing the music for that film. Mm-hmm. So he hit me up, and it was me, James, his wife, my younger brother. Which my younger brother, this was his. He signed up for some film, not like film school, for some film stuff to be extras in films and to get bigger roles and get paid.
Okay.
This was his second time doing it, but it was just from that alone and being able to be on like the set and see stuff, I was like, yo, this is awesome.
Yeah,
this is awesome.
And I, shout out to /15, then letting me help on Bloody Summer Camp 2, like that showed me that, the love for movies is truly a passion / an obsession.
Yeah.
So we were doing 16, 18-hour days, and I was excited to go back the next day. I can't think of one time, even in my head, when I was sitting there like, man, fuck this. Like, I don't want to do this again.
I wanted to go more, but I'm just like, I just couldn't afford to because it's not to be any kind of way, but it's like, for me, I'm not getting paid for it, and I have bills and I have my 9 to 5. So it's like we only did one day, but down the road I would like to do more. I wish that if they had some Saturdays and Sundays, I would have definitely done those before football season, especially, and then Saturdays, of course, just because it's like it's my day off, and I can go there and say like a Saturday and go there from this time to this time before popcorn and pints. Give myself time for that to kind of, you know what I mean? But when I have to work, like I'm like, I have a family to take care of, so I can't just go off and do the action. But I will be doing it again, and I'm actually gonna. My cousin was talking to me about, and he's gonna talk to the director. Like when he does movies, about me having like a role, even if it's a small role, which nothing is insignificant when it comes to that. I'm telling you right now, if my scene does not get cut out, if my scene does not get cut out of the film, I hope it doesn't. My little scene at the table. No, my scene at the table. I'm not even call it a little scene. My scene at the table. I'm gonna be talking about like I'm the star of the show, but yo, listen, man, I was in this movie because I feel when you're a part of something like that, even if your scene gets cut, honestly, all joking aside, but I feel like when you're a part of something like that and you're able to be a part of something, I think it's an amazing experience. Yeah, and you learn a lot. You just see some cool stuff. You meet some cool people, and you learn about your friends more. And so we had to we had to pantomime for our thing, and I didn't know what that was. They explained it to us, and I'm like, okay, cool. So what I picked up from that, I was like, okay, so next time I'm an extra, when I say we have to pantomime for something, I actually want to sit with the people that I'm sitting with, or there's people that I know or not. I'm like, yo, let's actually come up with something. So the times when I do come up with the mic, we really do have a real conversation going on. We're talking about something, and let's just practice that conversation. Let's verbalize that conversation from when they tell us to have they tell us to they tell you like either just mouth things or talk real low, but like when the mic's not around, where they're just kind of moving the camera around the room. Let's have a conversation, not in our already kind of practice and rehearse, so that way when and if they do have the mic in front of us to where we can be heard, we have it down. We have it down pat. We're good. Even with the pantomiming thing, like we had to pretend we were drinking because of the bar scene. We had to pretend we were drinking. So I learned a lot from that. I'm like, okay, so just they're like because it has to look the same every single time because we have to reshoot. It has to look the same every single time. But okay, so now you know not to. But you knew it then because they explained it. Not to when you're taking a sip, you look like you're taking a sip, but you're not really taking a sip because it has to be the same level every single time. Right. Just little things like that. And I'm just like, that is so freaking cool. Yeah. Like I want to be on sets a lot more. I actually want to connect with this guy because I want to start doing I want to get like a better equipment, like a camera and stuff. But I want to be on set more, but I also want to be able to do like behind the scenes stuff, like with local horror stuff. And honestly, I'd probably even horror is my main focus, my main thing, because that's my baby. I love horror. But I'll probably branch out to non-horror as well, because at the same time, I just love movies. Like I really love movies. I love content. I love shows, movies, and all that stuff. It'd be cool to be a part of. Of course, again, number one is horror for me, but
because it's the best
by far. You know what it is about horror, man? Like for me, I feel like with horror, you can go in any direction. Mm-hmm. I say that, if you want to do it like a horror hero movie, you could do it. Just think about what is the one? The evil Superman movie, Brightburn.
Oh, you're talking, yeah.
Put that, keep it as violent, but like the dark horror element of it, and just maybe make him good or a good coming to help. You know what I mean? It still have the horror thing and the violence of it. Mm-hmm. There's plenty of horror comedies. There's even romance in horror. There's all these things you can do with horror. I mean, Thanksgiving. There's a killer turkey.
Love it.
I love
Poultrygeist. Oh my God.
I don't like Poultrygeist, but I understand
It's
why
so
you
weird. Yeah.
I understand why you enjoy it. But no, what I'm
That's
getting at,
interesting.
you can go to all these crazy directions where you're gonna find a really dope fandom for it. I can't say that for other genres of film. I don't know because I'm not saying I'm not a fan of comedy because I love comedy. I'm not saying I'm not a fan of action, this, that, and the third. But it's like, how well will those work without that horror element?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, how well will like a freaking super duck work? You know, like an Avengers duck.
Yeah.
Type of deal. And I'm not talking about like I know they have the raccoon within damn I can't
Rocket.
think of, thank you. Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
But
Yeah.
it's still not the same. It's still not the same.
Right.
And the like for Thanksgiving, the turkey is like the main thing. Like you have these people in here, but that's like the main thing. You won't take it as serious if it was that raccoon again as like the main thing. You know what I mean? Like you wouldn't take Iron Man serious if he was a turkey. You wouldn't take Batman serious if he was a turkey or a bat or a chicken or whatever. You'd be like, this is kind of corny and cheesy. Which yes, for a horror film, but for that horror film, I feel you just maybe it's because of my horror fandom, which I'll say that and I don't care. But maybe it's just, for the horror thing, I just feel like it doesn't make sense, but it makes sense. For whatever reason, we make it work in our brain.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, I feel like weird. You don't have any cult followings with the other genres like you do with horror. You know what I mean? Like there are people don't like horror movies
over there, but not like horror, like Halloween 3, for example.
Right.
That is a definite cult following. That's one that I didn't like until I was an adult, and I was an adult on social media, and then like in the horror groups and this, that, and the third, and some people was just like watch it as a standalone film. And I didn't at the time, of course, as a kid, I didn't know about the whole with the Halloween thing, how they wanted to make it more of an anthology type and change the story every year. I didn't know that. So watching Halloween 3 as an adult, knowing all that, I'm like, yo, this movie's fucking awesome. And I kind of wish we had the alternate universe of seeing how that could have went. But at the same time, I love the Halloween franchise as far as like, no Friday the 13th. But as far as like with the Michael Myers mythos that we have and all that stuff, the legend of Michael Myers, I think that's freaking awesome and phenomenal. But it'd still be cool to kind of see what could branch out of Halloween 3, which honestly, I'm going to say this. If they were to do a reboot or a remake, which I know they're going to at some point of Halloween, I think they should start from 3 and incorporate those masks.
Yeah.
And do more like, do like an anthology type, but incorporate those masks. Maybe like the first one they do is the skeleton. The second one is the witch. The third one, what was the other one? A pumpkin? Remember? Or am I wrong? I really don't remember.
I think you're right. Do you want Jamie Lee Curtis back?
No, because she wasn't in part 3.
But would you in this one, if they were like remaking 3 to make it different, would you want her to be in it?
Mm-mm. No, because because her attachment to the whole Michael Myers story is so awesome and so important. I wouldn't want people to get connected or attached with that. I want it to be kind of separate. I'd really want them to like pick up from Halloween 3, maybe years later or whatever, but then because remember how there were like different cities and different towns and all that?
Yeah.
Now, imagine if they really pulled from that and did something with that, how dope that would be. Like say, for example, all the skeletons were on the East Coast, all the pumpkins were on the West Coast, and then the witches were everywhere else or whatever, just something like that or whatever. And they kind of meet up somewhere, but just do more with that than bringing Michael Myers back all the time. I think they could really pull a lot and do some fun, dope stuff with Halloween 3.
Fun. East Coast is going to win every time, but that's all right.
Oh yeah, but I mean, like, just because they have that with Halloween 3, like a whole another fun, cool story that they don't use now. They keep going back to Michael, and not saying that I don't enjoy it, which I only like the one from 2018, but it's like it gets stale after a little bit. Like with this, you
didn't like the 2018 one, though. I like the follow.
No, I love the 2018 one. I didn't like the 2 after.
Yeah.
Especially Halloween Ends, but the 2 after I can do without. I love the 2018 one. I really enjoyed. Like I would put that in like my top 5 of the Halloween franchise films overall. I think they did a really good job with that, and I kind of wish they really pulled from that. But Halloween 3, I just feel like just ignoring it and dropping the ball. I'm like, it's a cult classic for a reason. Let's really pull from that and make it an even bigger cult classic. Let's make people go back and watch that one. And I'm a Friday the 13th fan saying this, but I'm a horror fan overall. But it's like, let's make people really go back and watch it. So let's reboot this, remake this, make stories, anthologies off of this, and kind of just because you could have so much fun with that. You don't really have like a set story to where you have to follow this thing to where like diehard fans are going to, which is all of us as far as horror goes and Halloween to an extent. I know it has 18 different storylines, but there's still the Michael Myers storyline. And I don't want to talk about the last. But yeah, Halloween 3 is a reboot / remake I would love to see. Even maybe, a matter of fact, Halloween, if you guys do a series, screw Michael Myers. Do it off of Halloween 3. You could do so much more with it. And make a lot of people happy.
Yes. It's like what would have been if, Carpenter had his way and it was all anthology.
Yeah, we were talking about that too. Like to have, because don't get me wrong, I love the Michael Myers franchise. I love that it happened the way it did, but to have like that alternate universe to kind of see what could have been would have been dope.
Yeah,
Honestly, I'll say that with any horror movie that maybe had like a specific kind of like I want to do these two movies and then kind of go this route. But I'm just thinking Halloween because I know.
Do you think that's what VHS became?
What do you mean?
Sort of this yearly on Halloween anthology movie, and now they're not all about Halloween, but they're horror.
I think they went that way just because that's what I hate to say it that way, but the general audience of horror fans want to see more than always the deep dives. Even though I love the first VHS, the first two VHS were amazing, especially in their uniqueness of each individual short film. But I think, it did take a while to get some steam. So I think they realized people on Halloween naturally are like, let's look up Halloween and see what pops up.
No, you're right. You're right. Yeah, you're probably right about that. And I mean, which I don't think it's a bad thing. Like, I know how some diehard horror fans are just like, oh, they only watch this around Halloween. Listen, if you like horror, you like horror. I don't care if you just watch it one time a year. I don't care if you just watch it during spooky season. You're a fan. I'm tired of this whole separation bullshit when it comes out.
Oh, there's separation. I watch the horror every day.
And I understand. I get it for those that may only watch those type of films during Halloween, because maybe there's a lot of people that just love the holidays. So it's like Halloween, I'm watching these type of films. Christmas, I'm watching these type of films. Summertime, I'm watching these type of films. I have these type of. I get it. I understand it. I do the same thing, just with horror. And I'd mix it up though. Like, you'll see me watching, like, in December, you may see me watching some summer horror movies because we're wishing for the warmth, and then flip it to the summer.
Nah,
it's like winter horror movies. We're wishing for it to cool off a little bit. Like, listen, it don't need to be 97 degrees every day this damn week.
That's true.
I don't want snow.
Watching Krampus and Black Christmas here soon. That's coming up. And Black Friday.
Yeah, you just go right back in, huh?
Poultrygeist. Yeah.
My wife is like that, every year. Like, I love that how she'll do like her Harry Potter stuff around Christmas time. She'll do she loves Krampus. Whatever the Krampus movie that is, she loves that Krampus. She'll watch that and I like that how people I love tradition when it comes to movies. I swear, I love tradition when it comes to movies because it just, for no reason, it works and it makes sense to me. Everything else with tradition, yes and no. But I feel movie tradition is awesome, especially when you start passing it down to your generations and stuff. Because I feel like that's one of the easier traditions to kind of keep up with, because you can still stream the movies, you can pass down Blu-rays to your kids if you want to, or just buy them that new one, or your family members. But other things, it's not always the same. But there's just something special about traditional movies. Something really special. Because it's like you're sharing that with somebody. You're sharing that with people. You're like, listen, for example, like Home Alone. Love Home Alone. It's like, hey, let's watch this. Every year, this date, we're going to watch this. Or what's the other? You know what I mean? Just, I think it's awesome. Or Trick or Treat. I love that movie. I only watch it on this time of year. Sometimes that's like a Halloween worthy watch, like on the day of Halloween, because it's pure trick or treat, pure Halloween stuff. So it's like one of those films you watch once a year, and then so you watch it with your significant other, and then when your kids are old, it's like, hey, we watch this every year. You should check this out. Trick or Treat, though, maybe when your kids are about 15, 16 years old, they show too.
Yeah. Wait, then Trick or Treat? No, they don't.
They don't. Trick or Treat.
A lot of cleavage. But no tears.
Yeah,
my imagination probably brought it. But there's a lot of it's very sad.
Ghost boobs.
Yeah, no shit. The guy who talks about Two Girls, One Cup every 10 seconds. Surprise.
Yeah, you should watch out for that guy. He's crazy.
He's wearing 49ers hoodie right now.
He's a good eye. He's a good heart, but he
likes his details.
Listen. His brother watched that movie eating peanut butter, wearing 3D glasses, and recorded himself watching it on YouTube. So that's I'm sure you know
Friday the 13th is your favorite.
It was Henry. I'll send you guys the video.
You know what? I got one better. Let's do our top fives.
Yeah,
I am ready like SpongeBob.
Friendly top 5.
I'm going with some of the ones that
I actually have a whole wheel for it.
I don't think people talk about it, but kid-friendly Halloween movie. What to show your children around Halloween time to get them into the horror spirit. And let's start with
Two Girls, One Cup.
What's your number 5?
My number 5 is The Nightmare Before Christmas.
It's the only podcaster I know who can't make it through a sentence without coughing.
The Nightmare Before Christmas. What's this?
It's a Christmas movie. That's what that is.
Yeah, it's both.
It is both. I'm just messing around.
Which I think is honestly, that's a pretty dope, unique thing about this film. No, that's all I'm going to say is that you could Halloween, like it's a double holiday thing. I think that's pretty cool.
I was expecting to be like Two Girls, One Cauldron. That's all. You're all in on that. Look at that. Look at his face.
we can write a script about that. Matter of fact, I want to pitch
film it.
Oh, there you go.
I think we'll talk about it later.
Yeah,
but I think I think a fun script read with us writing a script together would be fun and ridiculous and absurd and weird.
Oh, we could do a porno script.
No porn. No. Like not a porn. Like let's really think of a silly plot. Not a porn thing. Something we could do a script read for. But it's like we're just having some fun.
Oh, we could. Oh baby, oh baby, oh baby.
No, but just be like, hi. Are you here to fix my sink?
Yes, I'm here to clean your pipes.
Have it like a porn scenario, but it's like you're really there to do the real job.
Oh my God!
Why are you naked? Listen, that doesn't pay for me to fix the sink.
Listen, lady, I can have sex with you, or I can fix your sink. What do you want?
I can fix your sink. I can't.
All right, Paul. What's your number 5 before he gets on his roll?
Little Monster.
Okay.
I love Howie Mandel.
That was a good one.
That movie.
That's cool. All right. My number 5, I went with Halloween Town, Disney Channel movie from back in the early 90s. I think it's worth it. They made a series of them. There's like 5 or 6.
Too many.
Oh, okay. I'm just talking about number 4. Sturdy, what you got? Yeah,
Casper.
Good.
Just watched that recently. That's a really good one. Still, it holds up.
Who is the kid in that? Is that Brad Renfro or is that?
That was Devin me. Tyler? That was me. No, it was Devin Tyler, but that was me in whiteface.
Is Sturdy. Sturdy
I
choice.
got my wife. I whispered to her, "Can I keep you?" And she said, "Yeah, pretty much I do."
Okay. Another thing stolen by the white man.
True.
Paul, what's your number 4?
I went with Paranorman.
Oh, nice. This is a good call. I like that.
I love that movie. I think it's underrated, to be honest. I feel like not enough people talk about
I
that.
definitely agree with that. People need to watch that. It's a fun movie. Claymation too. Like the stop motion animation is great. Fantastic. Mine is Monster House is my number 4.
Oh, that is awesome.
I love that. Same. Go on to number 3. Sturdy, what you got?
So this one I get a little choked up for. My wife always cries. Coco.
Oh, good one. Good.
They play the whole Day of the Dead thing, but they don't play it up. You know what I mean? They show the whole Day of the Dead, which I think is an awesome thing to do. It's sad. It's a good movie, but it's a sad movie.
Kicks you right in the heart. That's for sure.
Yeah.
What about you, Paul? What's your number 3?
I think it's kid friendly only because they don't understand until they're older. But I went with the first Beetlejuice.
Good one. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
That's a solid one. I mean, a lot of these are my top 5, like underrated. That's my prerogative.
Okay.
My number 3 is a Netflix movie that came out, I think last year or the year before. Is We Have a Ghost. They did a good job with that one. I thought it was fun. Anthony Mackie was starred in it. And David Harbour, I think, is in it, and a few others. Nice. So go check them out. What's your number 2, Sturdy Birdie?
Coraline. That movie's freaking awesome, and that is a good horror children. That's some creepy stuff.
I love that movie. That is such a great choice. Paul, what you got for 2?
Oh my God, Sturdy and I are synced up. I did Coraline too.
Yes, we are.
I really did. I love that movie.
I love it. My number 2 it wasn't Coraline, didn't make it. The Haunted Mansion, the newest one. I thought that was a lot of fun.
I actually took the wife to see that in theaters when it came out. We had a good time. She loved that. That's something else she'll watch every year. Is the Haunted Mansion.
Yeah. Solid. And what's our number 1? Sturdy, you should kick it off.
Monster House. Such a fun. That I just had such a good time with that. I think I watched it like once last year or the year before. It was such a good freaking time.
I like that. What you got for me, Paul? What's your number 1?
My number 1 was actually the Haunted Mansion because I really did love that one.
Nice.
Love the actors in it. I think it was a lot of fun. It's really good.
And it's funny you mentioned that because my number 1, and I didn't want to say it earlier, is Paranorman. Yeah. I think it's a great movie. So, and Johnny actually, he mentioned one that I will agree with him on. The Marlon Wayans one, The Curse of Bridge Hollow, is good. I wouldn't put it in my top 5. Yeah, it was a good one. They did a good job. Mick and I are like power line eye to eye.
I like it. We should do top horror on just Netflix. That would be fun.
Like that.
That'd be interesting. You could do
also, I want to do another, which I want you here for this one, Paul, if you're free. I want to do another race swap script read. I thought that was a really fun freaking time.
I don't.
I won't pick Juice, Mick. Like me, Paul, Gamer, Johnny. We won't play just like the police and all the white characters. That wouldn't be fair for you guys. You have to say the N-word a lot.
No, you got.
And you'd have to play Bishop.
No. I got it. We do the Sandlot, but I'll play Benny, and everyone else plays the other kids.
Yeah, but what about, like, say if James joined? Because James had a really good time with that script.
He did.
Like
I'm so glad he did. James has to play the great Hambino.
That works.
I think that's 12 years.
Chris has to play.
So where does the Paul fall on that? Because I feel like I'm right in the middle of you two.
You're 100% a slave owner.
Paul.
Okay.
Or no, sorry, Paul. Mick, I'm going to say this in advance. I'm only going to say this one time. I apologize if you have to deal with 2 Sturdivants right now. And if any others are extra or added on in the future, I'm sorry for that too. Right now.
It's just me. Wongo. Cheated that for his part.
I mean, maybe we can get Chris to join next time.
It'd just be
Like,
so
if this is a popcorn and pine script read, that's going to be wild.
That is definitely a popcorn and pine script.
Oh yeah, anything like that gets that wild, bring it to us.
Wow.
Oh, I got some movie choices for you then, Sturdy. I'm
Oh,
not gonna say
no.
one here then. I got you. Oh,
What do you got?
I don't even know. I'm thinking some bad things. I don't know.
Roots? You
Yeah.
want the white member
To play all the slaves, see how it feels.
That's just
Kunta Kente, that's you, Mick. You play
My
Kunta
name is
Kente.
Kobe. That's such a good. Now I want to watch that because that's a good movie. Damn it.
I want to be John Amos's character.
Well, so 42, not movie 42.
No, I knew what you meant.
Let's do a movie no one really likes.
Movie
We'll just do
42
it.
would be funny as hell. Mick, we're black. You're white. They're white. This is basketball.
Oh my god.
As Terrence
Oh,
Howard's
my
character.
What are you saying?
Oh.
As long as I'm Fassbender or Dana's parts and
Oh,
Dano's parts,
Johnny.
though, yeah.
Yo, Johnny, what about the Django?
D is silent.
Got you.
Django. Mick,
Oh my
Wait, so
God.
Is Johnny your brother?
No, they wish.
No. Oh.
Johnny's
Mick
my
and-
brother from another mother.
He is. Mick can play Samuel Jackson's character.
Oh my god.
That'd be kind of fun.
Paul, you could play Calvin Candy.
No problem. Now say
Django.
it.
Oh my god. Dude, it would have to be all the white characters
That's-
are played by people of color. It
That's
has
fine.
to be.
I got
The
this. That's how I
N-word
sound
is
at work. Yeah, that's how I sound at work.
Mick,
100%.
Oh Christ.
I have no problem. That would be fun as hell. And honestly, there was a show on BET which I thought was really good. I only watched one episode of it where they no. They did
That's a show that's real
they
good, but you only watched one episode.
they did like the race swap thing. So they did like the police brutality, but against the whites and like how it was cool. I forgot what it was called, but it was good.
I hope that never happens.
What's that? The
Police brutality against the whites.
I hope it never happens to anybody, and I hope it stops for everybody that's happening too. I don't think anybody.
Oh
should do
God!
that.
You know when you take it seriously and you start pontificating,
Except,
and my
except,
joke
hang on. You let me
blows
finish.
up in the.
Except the racist. You got what's coming to you. All that stuff that you wish on other people.
You're not
I wish
making it
happened
better.
to you. I don't count. You already know. What have I told you? What have I been telling you? Why are you white? You've been colonized.
The whites.
Tim knows. By the way, Tim, I'm wearing this for you, Tim. You and Dan.
Tim don't care. He's like,
Huh? You gotta turn your mic up, mix the first.
"Damn it, I don't know what's going on. I think I just have to live here. It just keeps turning itself down. Stupid bullshit it is.
Yeah, tell it to turn up.
It doesn't listen to me about any of that.
Down for what?
Turn down for what? Exactly. He's 50. He doesn't know what we're talking about, Paul.
I don't know.
You're not
I'm
50.
50.
Bullshit. Yeah, okay. You tripped me out for a minute. I was like, there's no way Mick's it.
I'm not 50. Calm down.
You will
I'm
be one day.
43.
You'll be 50.
And my wife, who is beautiful, is celebrating her birthday this week, and she is 29.
Heck yeah.
Yes, yes.
Happy early birthday.
So
Wait, when is? By the way,
I'm not
Francis
telling
told
you
me-
that live
No,
on
no,
the air.
Francis, no. Francis told me to tell Mary happy birthday.
I
So
will.
don't forget, or you're gonna have that Puerto Rican rage coming at you. I'm not. dealing with
No. As
He's
much
like,
as I love the fiery Puerto Rican spirit, I don't want the rage portion
No,
of that.
it'll be the rage because she loves your wife and she wants you to tell her happy birthday from her.
She's gonna cut me.
They really talk
I
about
don't
books a
blame her.
lot and audio.
Speaking
or
of-
Audible too much.
I'm not going to tell you what she's scared of. I'll tell you off air. But all I'm going to say is Henry he had like figures of it. He was going to show her it. And she said, if you open that cabinet and show me, I'm going to cut you. And he was standing on a chair and he got down and said, forget it.
I love that.
And I let him know. I was like, listen, if she like pulled something out, she was going to cut it. I was like, I'm not getting in the middle of that. He's like, I don't blame you. He's like, it was my fault. I was like, yeah. I'd stay out of the way of that. I love how you just went through the cut because you know.
All right. I have one. I want to try a segment here. I want to
Mhm.
do something a little different because we're going to do
Okay.
something a little different for next week's 400th episode. I got a whole bunch. I haven't watched these. I only watched that one that I sent you guys. And that is a bunch of Sora AI videos. These things are getting wild. So I figured I'd start a don't laugh challenge.
Can I ask you one question before we start this?
You can ask me all the questions.
Okay. Do you know how to make these type of AI videos?
No, and I wouldn't. Like I don't think this is right. They're abusing it and it's getting out of hand.
No, but hear me out. I think if we can learn this, not to try to make like real content and real videos and all that, but for us to have fun with each other and us with our shows and shit.
I think if you're doing it for fun, that's the tool. But if you're doing it as
I don't mean as content. I mean as like clips for like, you know what I mean? Or like an intro for our show, or just something silly and stupid, like how we act behind, you know how we are. I don't mean for real, because I feel when you're creating content, you should be putting your own thoughts, your own mind, your own creativity into it. Or if you want to use AI to help with some things, not do the work, but to help, that's one thing. But to do all the work,
but that's not what's happening, and that's why I can't take it.
But no, what I'm saying, if you put it this way, if you're using AI to do your content, you're not a content creator. If you're using AI to help your content, to help advance things, or to help with the notes and all that shit, I don't care.
Disagree. That's why like the characters are on there, but they're not going to be there next week. I'm going back. I'm getting like, because the only AI I use are like these characters that I made. These little guys. That's like the only content AI wise I use. Like I did play around with it like maybe like 5 or 6 months ago, and then I just kind of came away with like a bad taste in my mouth. I just see too many content creators using it constantly, and now it's becoming the videos too.
Well, that's what I mean.
I work too fucking hard at this shit, making my own content, and as a filmmaker, I think it's disgusting. Again, if you use it as a tool, that's one thing. It's a technology that exists. To not use it as a tool is dumb. And if it can help you enhance certain features of your videos and stuff, like in editing, post-production, things like that. Also, like with writing, I think that it's a good editor, but it shouldn't write your stuff for you.
No.
Like an editor should exist, because I read a lot, and then I read a lot of these, like, you know, even some of the huge ones have misspellings and grammatical errors, or they don't have a narrative they're driving. They don't know how to write with it in a journalistic fashion, or even editorializing. They don't understand it. And I see it constantly, and it's showing up at even the biggest like geek sites or movie sites. And it shows up all over the news. Like I read newspapers. I got rejected for writing for a newspaper, and they hired somebody, and then they covered something that I was, working on, and they had so many misspellings in that article that was in the front page. I looked at it like, I didn't get the job, but this is who got the job, and then wrote with misspellings. Like, where's the editing? Where are we holding like the journalists and the editor and the writers and such, not accountable, but like holding them to task to get the job done? Mm-hmm. You know how much I show up in movie content creators, or I should just say content creators. That's what they are. But like, they're not movie reviewers. They're not critics. My biggest pet peeve is that I'll be reading their articles on Letterboxd or whatever. AI, again, if it edits, that's one thing. But when it's writing for you, that's a different thing. When it's coming up with it and you're just putting in like, hey, give me this, blah, 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 and then it writes the entire thing out for you, and then you throw it up there, that's bullshit. Write it. Build the narrative out. If you want to put it all in the AI and say, I'd like this edited to the best of its ability, this is the tone I'm going for, this is the narrative style I'm going for, this is what I'm trying to say here, and put it in bullet points, but always write it out first. Don't just put an outline in, but get an outline done. Like when I write my reviews, you want to have this. I have templates. I like to talk about certain things in my 4 or 5 paragraphs I do. So like, I'm trying to cover this, and this in this certain way. And I'm also trying to put, and this is one thing, this is how I know AI writes a lot. I try to put personal experience into my writing. Not just what did this movie make me feel? What did I connect with? What did it remind me? What's a memory that got sparked with? Because you can't replicate that in AI. So that's why, like, I see a lot of people when they're writing, I'm like, this is soulless. So let AI write for you. So like that's where my level is. So video doesn't get better. You know what I mean? For me,
like, I'll do, like, for my descriptions for Popcorn and Pints and Horror Research 30, I'll have like a template of what I want, and I'll throw that in the chat GPT or whatever, just because that's just tedious shit that I just want to get done, whatever. But I throw, you know what I mean? I throw in there like who's going to be on there, what I want it to grab, what I want, boom, throw the episode together. And then like, but if I'm writing something, like if I'm writing my review up for something, or if I'm writing, for those of you who don't know, my dog passed away. I did write up a thing for him. I just haven't posted it out there yet. I'm getting there. I'm close to being ready to throw it out there for him because he deserves it. But I had ChatGPT kind of clean it up as far as grammar errors, spelling errors, like stuff like that. But as far as, I was like, don't change anything what I said. Don't change my words. But if it's grammar, if it's spelling, whatever the case may be, clean that up. Don't change my words. And I had it put into like a poem form because I just said what I was feeling that day when I actually finally got to write something out. Put it in poem form because it asked for that. But other other than that, you gotta create the stuff on your own. You have to come up with the ideas on your own. You have to write it up on your own. Use it as like you know what I mean. If you have your own outline and it plugs in the stuff, cool. If you write, you know, as far as like a description for a show, like say, if you're writing something out, write it from the heart and then have it clean it up for you. If you're recording something, do it yourself. It's so much fun to create stuff. It's so fulfilling. And it's so cool, like when people say, "Oh, that whatever you made me laugh or made me feel good," this, that, or the third, or I hated it. At the same time, you created that versus having the computer do everything for you. That just takes all the fun out of it. What's the point of doing it? You might as well, excuse me, for that, you might as well have another human do it for it. Hey, I'm gonna hire you to write everything up good for my show, and then I'll just say it and do it. Like you'd have more feeling from it than having a damn robot do it. But create your own stuff, people. Create your own stuff. Use it as a tool to kind of help clean up things.
All right. Let's have a conversation about it, though. Like, I love it, but like, my biggest thing is like, no, I think that we're using it too much and we're doing a disservice. We're not looking at the future. We're looking at the past, and it's tiring because right now with, I know they're trying to get away with everything, and I'm not trying to make it political, but not putting parameters or allowing parameters to be put on AI over the course of the next 10 years is a huge disservice to our future. And the reason I say that is because how do we understand the past? Because there's real clues left in writing and video, in audio, in all these different mediums. Mm-hmm. There's old stuff for us to go back and like look into and verify and see if it's real. We're going to be oversaturated. Look at how many videos are coming out of Mr. Rogers and fighting Bob Ross, and stuff like that. Like Martin Luther King Jr., like stealing milk from like a convenience store. It's like what we're doing here is disgusting, because what we're doing here is we're perverting people who are predominant in history.
Yeah.
And how is anybody 100 years or 200 years from now going to know, if they discover this, like, was this real? Was this not real? Like, what is it? And the better and better it gets, the harder and harder that's going to be too. So
see, really with that, I say, don't use public figures for all that silly shit you're doing with the AI. Use yourself. I don't think you should be able to use anybody but yourself and maybe your friend group if your friends are cool with it. But you shouldn't be able to use anybody's images or anybody's as far as that goes, you should be able to use anybody's thing. It's not you. It's not yours. I think that's really messed up and disgusting. I really think
lawsuits will have to come in for that, and we'll have to see what they do with it. It's getting bad. Paul, what do you think? You like AI?
I mean, I think it's just fun to play with. I mean, kind of like what you guys were touching on. I think it takes away from the creative juices and people that actually put in the work and jobs where people can actually put heart in and have accountability. For the videos, it is getting hard. Constantly there's certain videos where they're not quite funny, but they're just serious enough to where I have to like fact check it and try to find 3 or 4 credible sites or, whoever's talking about it to know if something's actually real or not. Cause it's gotten to where some of them, it's going to be a problem. Because if it's already getting that bad where I'm like, did so-and-so really just say this or do this? And I'm like, I just don't know. And then I got to look it up. And that's a problem.
And before it was deep fake where they were putting people's faces on other people's bodies. Now you can make them do whatever you want.
100%.
Out of nowhere. It's wild.
Yeah. I'm about to do some weird things with Sturdy's face in a little bit. Since you want some friend group videos, I got you. Put you on.
Oh, God.
You.
No, real. That I'm cool with. That I'm cool with. Like as long as friends agree with it, you know what I mean. Drop it in the group, whatever. As long as friends agree with it. But as far as like using people that you don't know, don't have a connection with, personally have a connection with, or personally know, and they agree that they can be in these things, I think that's really messed up. I think it's really messed up and disgusting because it's just like, why? Because that person's famous. Because that person has a bigger name than you. So why not try to blow yourself up with these funny, silly ass videos? Because it'll be funny either way. It'll be funny either depending on what you do. It can be funny.
I don't think it's a good idea.
Now, I have a question though. Like, where's the legality of this all? Because don't all the studios own the rights to certain characters and stuff? So like,
that's what they're looking into. But like, it's readily available. So it's like this. It's almost like Napster. At the beginning of it, it's like we got to figure out through the lawsuits where this lies, what they're going to try and do.
Right.
Now, what you just said, Paul, with the character thing, could you guys separate a character from like the actual actor? Like, I'll use. You know what I mean? Like, what is it? Hancock, like Will Smith in Hancock. Can you use like an AI version of Hancock, but not have it be Will Smith? You know what I mean?
I will say. Oh, in AI. Oh, you didn't. I was thinking.
AI,
we do
for
that.
AI. For that's what I mean. Like for AI.
No, you can't. Well, I mean, you can. I could say make Sturdy or me into
The Hancock character.
Hancock character, or whatever.
Without
You can
being
do that. Again, though, think about what you're putting out there. Would you want any type of pictures or videos that were like we grew up in a time before cell phone cameras?
Thank God.
And yeah, exactly. Now you have an AI that can make you look like you're doing any of that. Now it can be not real, it can be disproven, but you know people, and when people see things, they believe things right out of the gate. That people cannot separate them. Most of the people in the world, like they'll adore. Like look at why we have the president we have. People adored him from his time in TV and his stature and this. Like they believed this thing that he built. Well, that, and they didn't have to chip down any further. Why would they? He was been in their household since the 80s. So
what has he?
Well, let me finish. Hold on. Let me finish. So to take that and to say, and just now most people are like, wow, this isn't good. What's going on? And like the veil is starting to lift. But for what, 10 years, people were just ardent fans of this thing because they couldn't separate who he really was with who the persona was. We are so ingratiated into the pop culture world. Look at what we like. That's why we like seeing stars fall. That's why we hate seeing certain characters, or like certain actors start doing well if we hated they were played characters they hated. You have to dissociate. That's why I try to dissociate art from the artist and do all that. Like you have to, or you're going to end up hating people or loving people based solely on how they made you feel in the movie.
See, and that I feel is a little, which I get it to an extent, because I mean, who I have a beef with, but that's besides the point. Here's my thing though. I don't wish any ill will on that person, nor do I wish them to like, I just don't want them, I want them to stop acting, but I wouldn't want them to like lose their fortune or like be, I don't wish harm in that person. I just don't like them. What I mean? Hey, listen. But you get what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand how you can like hate someone you don't. I don't understand how you can wish ill will on somebody you don't know. I can understand not liking a person or whatever the case may be. I get that, but I don't wish ill will on anybody. And because it's for what? For what?
Well, intuition comes into play. 9 times out of 10, you're going to look at somebody, and like most people do not have good intuition, but for the most part, and like it's something that can be obtained and like strength, your intuition. So it's not like you're born with it or you're not. It's just that a lot of people don't flex that, and they don't need to. So, we may get this gut feeling about this actor or whatever when we first see them, but we generally ignore that. You know what I mean? So if you don't actively use it, is what I'm saying, and being able to like read people, stuff like that. So a lot of people will be duped by how many actors have broken people's hearts because it turns out they were, just this year, a Nazi, shit like that. Like, it's,
what it is with
wild.
Like actors, we know what it is with famous people though. And I think it's a weird thing is how we look at them for role. My role model is my father, because that man right there, he taught me how to be a man. He really taught me how to be a man, and more importantly, a good person, a good human being. Just certain conversations I've had with him growing up. And mind you, my father he was born in 1940. He's going to be 82 this year. He grew up in North Carolina. He's from North Carolina. So you knew the stuff he had to deal with. That man doesn't have a racist bone in his body at all. He taught me to like not hate, not be racist, not hate. Don't pick at people, stand up for people, stand up for yourself. And it's like, I don't understand why people can't do that. I don't understand why people aren't doing that now, especially what's going on in this world. Like standing up for other people that don't look like you and standing up for yourself. And people are just laying down. And what I want to say really quick, I don't want to get too political, but it's weird how, and I don't want to get too crazy with this, but like with the people that are like so about the Second Amendment, like, oh, if the government does this, that, and the third, we're going to do this. You're laying down. You're bending over. You're spreading your cheeks. You're opening your mouths.
It's because their guy won.
But the thing is their guy is doing all the stuff that they said that they would be fighting against.
That's identity politics. That's why I don't have identity politics. Which is weird to me. I talked to somebody on the right, and they're like, well, you're obviously a Dem, or you're this. And it's like, I don't like the Dems either. They're assholes. But like, I'm common sense, and what's going on doesn't work.
Another thing that's weird to me about this country is it's like, we treat politics like it's a sports.
Yeah, we treat
by that,
like
I mean, it's like Democrats are the 49ers, and the other side's the Rams. You have like this weird sports rivalry to where it's like once one side wins, you're hoping this side fails. But I'm like, we're all one fucking team. We're all
but not really
team.
Because most of us are just saying, why is it the fucking Rams and the 49ers? I mean, come on.
Well, you don't want
Who
to be
cares about either of those
every
terrible
single
ass
time,
No, I see what you're saying. It is.
What I'm getting at though is it's like I don't think there should be two. I know there's more than two parties, but pretty much what gets voted on is the two parties. I don't think there should be a party system. What it should be is the best person, the best people, the best team that's going to run this country and make sure from bottom to top is good. Not top to bottom. Fuck that, because top to bottom does not work. From bottom to top is good.
Did you listen to your own metaphor before you came up with this plan?
No. I did. But listen, my message is once we all start caring more about people, I'm not talking to myself, I care more about people than anything. People than we do about money and land and all this other stuff that doesn't really matter. This world's never going to change. And I'm saying the world because I believe in the world, not just America. Fuck all that corny bullshit. It's the world. We're all people. I love the world. And I think we should all love each other and help each other. And
I love it. Let's all just be less selfish. That's what it comes down to.
Peace is beautiful.
But listen, we're gonna close out the ship, close down the ship for the night. And we always start that with our mixed movie picks.
Oh, that's me.
That is you. That is 100% you. You're the girl. That's our picks for this week. Is Death by Temptation, which will be Does It Suck, and Bram Stoker's Dracula. These are our final Sturdy's movie picks for the month. He did it for September and October.
I remember every single one I picked for you, but Death by Temptation.
That's the trauma movie that Samuel L. Jackson.
I'm glad you got to watch that. I'm really happy you got to watch that. Like, is that your first time watching for you?
Death by Temptation? No, I'd seen it years before. And you want to know what's fucked up? I saw it thinking it was Tales from the Hood, but not thinking like it was just one of those things where I bought the movie. I got, we went into the store. I rented the movie, and I was meaning to want to watch Tales from the Hood, but I got Death by Temptation thinking it was Tales from the Hood, and that's how I watched it. And then I hadn't watched Tales from the Hood until a few years later. So there you go. Like, so it's
I want one of those dolls from Tales from the Hood. I want one of those dolls from Tales from the Hood, and I want the doll from
Conjuring.
No, not Conjuring.
Annabelle.
Yes, no. It's an older film. It's a trilogy. Oh, it's called Trilogy of Terror. Is it Trilogy of Terror or Terror Trilogy? I can't hear you, Mick.
Terror.
That right there. That doll was those two dolls I want.
All right. Well, the movies we're checking out are Death by Temptation and Dracula. Check those out. And we're going to have a Does It Suck and a classic film review. But we of course have. So Paul, what's one thing you learned in
film school
in your first class?
My first class. Let's see. Let's look back at my notes. I mean, I guess just talking about as we were talking,
I didn't realize the scene changes that they do for Star Wars is called the wipe. I never knew that was that.
Oh my God! Don't go by George Lucas's use of wipe.
No, but I just didn't realize that's what it's called. So I just had no idea.
He uses every wipe, dude. Every wipe, and you see them.
What does that mean? But what is it? Something visual?
It's just a transition between. So when you edit, sometimes it'll just slowly cut to black, and then maybe sometimes it will pop up quick. Maybe if you're trying to jar somebody, or it will slowly fade into the next scene and stuff like. And dramas tend to do that more and more. Horror movies tend to do those quick cuts, back and forth. George Lucas loved to use star wipes and light to left. So with that being said, I'm going to pick something at random, and I'm going to go with.
What about something about
not wearing my glasses today because I don't test well with women 18 to 49 with my glasses on. I'm going to go.
What? How do you know that?
Because I do my research.
Listen, the only woman that's important is your queen. The rest don't matter.
Kidding. I'm kidding. All right. Anyway, space blanket. That's what I'm going with because I can't really read. A light reflective sheet, often made of plastic. This is taped to the wall to soften the light, which bounces off. So it's just basically it's like a solar blanket.
Can I say something? What? Really quick. My little. No, I'm not gonna say it like that. My experience on a film set when I was an extra, the cool thing about it is where we were at, it was during the day, so I had the blackout light. And I'm just they just did it to get away. They just used blankets and shit just to hanging up outside just to block out the light. And me, I'm holy shit. They do it just like how we did, just yo, listen, I just wanted to be a little bit cooler in here. I don't have a curtain, so I'm gonna hang up a sheet. But I like how people they just improvise right on the fly for certain things. Listen, we have to make this work. So we're going to use this to make this work. We're going to hang this up over here because this movie is supposed to be shot in 1947 and they didn't have these logos or labels. Listen, we can't take them down, so we got to just cover this shit up with this. I love stuff like I think that's really cool and unique because again, just watching a film, you don't know that, you don't get that, but being on set, even just as an extra, and I don't mean any disrespect when I say that, but you get to see some of that stuff, and I think that's really freaking cool to kind of see like how it's made for film. You know, we see how it's made. You know, the show that they have for everything else, but for how it's for film, like I think that's such an awesome thing, and I want to see more. I want to be more part of it.
Watch behind the scenes on DVDs. Trust me. But we are going to be taking off. I want to say, everybody, I want to say thank you to our guest hanging out with us tonight, Sir Sturdy from Horror Sir Sturdy Podcast over on Sturdo Vision channel. Go check him out. His show will be back next week, and you're going to be following for some very cool movies. Also, Popcorn and Pints Saturday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern. They will be live tomorrow. Unfortunately, I can't be there, but I want to say thank you for being on here, Sturdy, and we appreciate having you, my friend. And Paul, thank you so much. I know you can't be here for the 400th next week because I know you have a party, but we love you. We appreciate you, and we thank you for everything you did this year. We're going to be taking a few weeks off after the 400th, just trying to enjoy a little bit. But yeah, guys, make sure you tune in next week for it. Paul, before we go, you got anything you want to say?
Yeah, chili's good. Leftover chili's good. 4-day-old leftover chili, not good. I love you guys.
4-day-old chili is good. I had some earlier today. That's one.
Oh, boy.
Two, I have a request, Mick. Johnny, you don't know about this, but I want to do a sturdy takeover on this channel.
We'll
right
see. We'll see.
I
I don't need higher ratings for other people.
I want a scene snob takeover over on Horror Sir Sturdy, but you guys picked the horror movie. You guys are running the show, and I want the start of it.
We'll do a set swap. That would be fun. We'll figure that out off screen though. I want to say thank you guys, everybody, for watching, hanging out with us, having time. We are going to be back again with episode 400 at 9 p.m. next week. Come back, check us out on Halloween. Let's have a good time with it. We're going to be talking about horror and more and so much, but I really can't wait to see you guys then. Until next time, remember to subscribe, hit that like button, comment along, let us know what you think about what we're talking about and your opinions. Make sure to hit that bell so you know when more great content, which comes out every day on this channel, is available, and follow us at The Scene Snobs all over social media and Letterboxd. Until next time, everybody, we're The Scene Snobs.
Hang on,
no, we gotta go.
One more thing, I promise. This wonderful, beautiful, beautiful channel brings couples together, and I love that about this channel. I love that. It's bring love. All
right, everybody, you have a good night, and we love you.